Yo, what's up, guys? It's DPX here. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, DPX Talks, for about an hour. It is May 13th, 2020, and I got a very special guest today, someone I've been trying to get on for over a year now. That is Mr. Doug Rodriguez.
How's it going, guys?
All right, how you been doing, Doug?
I've been okay at DPX. It's been just annoying. It's a weird time, but it's fun though. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, I feel you. We got quite a lot to talk about. As you might have you didn't see that, Doug, but I just raised the volume and it showed a little picture of the thumbnail of the PS5 Tech Demo that just. Anyways, we'll talk about that very briefly, I guess, as well. I didn't tell him we were going to talk about that, but yeah. Well, before we do that, usually ever since the virus hit and everything's been in lockdown, I've been going over what it's been canceling or delaying. So yeah, last time I did this was like mid-April. So since then we've gotten fucking Comic-Con canceled. So that sucks. We got Evo, I believe, was canceled.
Yep.
Scoob, I reported that got a different that got delayed, but shortly after that, it was announced that it's keeping its original release date, but is coming out on VOD, and which is in fact on Friday. So I might actually review that. Lionsgate pretty much moved their entire slate. Their new movie Spiral, which was I believe a part of the Saw universe, was pushed back like an entire year. Not quite sure why you got to push it back that much. John Wick 4 was pushed back, even though it wasn't going to come out for a while. And then the new Venom movie got delayed to sometime next year. I forgot when next year. And at the same time, it was also revealed to be titled Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is a little cringy, but whatever.
Venom Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
I don't know about the title, to be honest.
And New Mutants finally got a new release date. That is August 28th, I believe. Still coming out this year. Not quite sure why it's not dropping on Disney Plus or Hulu. That movie's been through quite a lot. I think that's really it.
That's all the stuff that's been confirmed delayed. There's probably more going to be delayed.
I think this was before last episode, but I forgot to mention this. The A Quiet Place 2 got a new release date of, I believe, September 4th.
Of 2021?
Huh?
Of 2021, or just pushed back
this year. This year? Yeah. So it's good that it's still coming out this year. Tenet still hasn't moved its release date. That's coming out in July 17th, and Warner Brothers still seems keen on having it come out then. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I can think of. Anyways, anything you want to say about any of that?
There's going to be a lot more that's going to be delayed. I know it's going to suck, but think about it. We've had so far entire years of the NBA, the NHL, NFL, all their seasons done.
Yeah.
There are things that are going to, the Xbox Series X was supposed to release this holiday season this year. It's probably not going to. And if it does, I'll be shocked, to be honest.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, then I'm sure the PS5 will also not come out then, because Sony said they'll release it around the time when Microsoft releases the. I also forgot to mention that the Batman had a release date of June 2021. Don't worry about that sound you just heard. It was gonna release in June 2021, but then got pushed back to October of 2021. Which was the same month as Uncharted, but then that got pushed upwards to July of 2021. So that's interesting. During all these delays, something got pushed up. So
everything's all over.
Yeah. So I think that's all on there. All about that.
It's all time. I mean, you really can't blame them though. Like, I don't know why I go on Twitter. I see people angry about that. It's like you can't blame them. They have to work with what they got.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It
But
seems like everything from this year, like everything that was in danger of being delayed this year, got delayed.
yeah.
And anything else that gets delayed, if it's like towards the end of the year or if it's next year, it's probably because um like studios are reshuffling their release dates, not because it's going to still be going on then. But next up, I wanted to ask you, Doug,
All
um,
right,
what have you been playing or watching recently?
dude. I've been just milking. Like, I'm a big GTA fan. I love the GTA series. GTA 4 was a game. Even though like 6-year-old me really didn't know what was happening, I still love that game.
Yeah,
So I've just been milking GTA 5 dry. There's been no DLC on it for a while now. We're like 8 or 9 months. Oh god, let's get from
yeah, GTA. Everything good there?
hang on. All right, we're good. Damn it.
All right.
You have brothers, right, DPX?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then.
All right.
Well, what was I saying?
GTA.
GTA 5, yeah. So there's been no, because GTA 5 is a game that just needs DLC to keep it fresh. There's not much replayability after it, so
Yeah.
that. I don't know if you're a Call of Duty player or not, but the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered thing came out finally, so I played that, but it's only a story mode, so there's only so much you can do with it.
Yeah, that sounds.
I've been replaying a lot of old games too. I used to love to play the NHL hockey games. I used to love playing those.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those like sports games because they're just like they're too realistic for me. It's not like yeah. Yeah, I've been. Oh, did I just cut you off there?
I mean, I didn't really have too much more to say, but
All right.
I'll just like give my final little say on this. What else? I've just been rewatching a lot of old stuff that I remember, replaying a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's all really.
I've been like watching. I've been watching a lot of stuff. That like there's a list on my letterbox, which is usually in my descriptions for my YouTube videos. There's like a list of like over 30 titles, over 30 movies.
Have you been through all of them already?
Huh?
Have you been through all of them already yet?
Oh no, like that's like the list of movies that I have seen, not the list of movies like yeah, I've watched quite a bit. As for recently, I finished watching the final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I reviewed it. There's 12 episodes. First four are fine. The middle four are and the last four are fucking superb. I gotta say.
And on a good note, at least.
Yeah. If you want, anyone listening or anyone listening or watching, if you want to hear more thoughts on Star Wars: The Clone Wars, go check out my review. And want to know what show I've like? This is a show I watched a lot when I was younger. Now I weirdly like started rewatching a lot recently.
Yeah.
Remember the show Phineas and Ferb?
Yeah.
I've been rewatching a lot of that recently. It's such a like creative show, I must say.
You know Gravity Falls, right?
Yeah, I never really got into that.
I'm watching some of that again.
And like most of those Disney Channel shows, I never got into.
They were good. Like back in 2010, they were great, dude.
Yeah, but like even then, I never really got that into them. But Phineas and Ferb just grabbed me somehow. I don't understand. But yeah. Also, as for what games I've been playing, recently reviewed Streets of Rage 4, great game, and I've actually recently got Game Pass on my PC. I told you about this earlier, Doug. Yeah. I've tried to get Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which like I really wanted to play that when it came out, but I never got around to doing that, and now I can get it for free. But whenever I tried opening it up, there's like an error, and I thought that was something for Like, I thought that was like an error that I couldn't play these Xbox games on my PC. So I thought I just wasted. Well, it was $1 that I thought I wasted, but then I downloaded Streets of Rage 4, and that was a different. Now I had that on my Switch and the PC, and that worked fine on my computer. So it's just Ori that doesn't work, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I get to I pre-ordered I preloaded Minecraft Dungeons, which wasn't a game I was gonna get if I didn't.
I'm actually kind of. I want to see that. I really do.
Yeah, I was not going to get that game. I wasn't gonna pay for that game, but I mean I can get it for free, so sure. Let's see how it really is. Yeah. Next up, this is something that broke like a week ago, but one man who will probably, before he dies, will probably end up accomplishing anything a human being can possibly do is Tom Cruise. And he's pushing to shoot a movie in space. If there's if there's any actor that'll end up doing that, it's Tom Cruise.
Oh, it's him. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he's teaming up with NASA to make a movie in space. That's pretty much all the details there is to it. I was gonna make this like one of like the bigger topics, but it's not a whole lot to this one.
I'll say this though, like if I didn't cut you off,
That's fine.
that'd be fucking awesome. Like an actual, like a legitimate movie, fully shot in space. Dude, there's nothing like. I wouldn't even care if the movie was shit. Just the thought that it was in space is just cool enough to go see it for me.
Yeah, like I remember hearing that the recent Star Wars movie Rise of Skywalker was actually they had plans to shoot that in space because a lot of the movie takes place in space.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. That makes sense because there's like years of planning and that's super expensive. Yeah. So yeah, I hope this happens. You know.
That's my biggest fear though. Is the money, dude? The amount of fucking you need to train this crew. They got to know how to beat because you're going to be in space for a while if you're going to shoot a fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't think
this crew is going to need to one be qualified, two know how to live in space, which is alone a few years of training. Then meanwhile, another team of NASA engineers to build a rocket ship that can house them for Lord knows how long they're going to be up there. Like the amount of it's going to be a couple years, definitely. That's probably an underestimate, but it'll definitely be sick though when it happens.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say like the whole movie's gonna get shot in space.
Well, probably not, but I'm sure the big scenes are.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a space movie. Yeah, that's all there is to that really. Recently, there's the Mortal Kombat Aftermath expansion that was announced, and bro, this like I like they dropped a little teaser for it before like they dropped the full trailer. And I was like, Mortal Kombat 12 as a joke. But no, it was interesting because there's like Shang Tsung who's like dead in the actual like universe, like coming out and actually like confronting Raiden and Liu Kang. So it turns out the Aftermath DLC is like an expansion with and there are 3 new characters, or 2 of them are returning, but there's Fujin, Shiva, and motherfucking RoboCop, baby. That one's insane. We get both Terminator and RoboCop in the same game. That's insane. So, yeah.
Actually.
Plus, the name always escapes me, but the guy who voiced, or the guy who did Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat movie, who was great, does the voice for Shang Tsung in this game, but now we actually get to see more of him in like the story, which is awesome. So we get a lot of again, his name always escapes me, but we get to get more of him as Shang Tsung. Now a lot of this did sort of start some controversy, not like anything about like nothing I just said, of course, but like more the fact that it's $40. And it's not.
expansion.
Yeah, but it's not only that. You can get like the collection, I believe it's called, with the Aftermath expansion, the actual like Mortal Kombat 11 game and the first Kombat pack. Like if you don't have it, that is $60. So that sort of seems like you're devaluing the game to $20.
Well, I mean, games are already devalued after their first year alone.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Not by much.
Mortal Kombat 11, like itself, like it came out at $60, of course, but it's been devalued to, like, if you want to buy the game right now, it's $50. But you buy the
That's average.
you buy like the Aftermath expansion, and you want basically you don't have the game yet. This is great if you don't have the game already, because you get everything for the price of a new game. But if you have the game, you the expansion comes with the characters. Like I care about that more than the story, but the story is really awesome, so I like this. But then again, like most expansions do this, and they're not met with
It's not uncommon.
and they're not met with as much like controversy as this is. But even then, this isn't like starting a huge controversy. Like this is Warner Brothers games. Like
Look,
they
it's
are
not
pretty,
a ripoff by any means.
but Warner Brothers in terms of like their video game company, like they are pretty shady. Like they're not at the level of EA or Activision or Konami, but they're pretty bad. So leave it at that. Anything else you want to say?
Any real major game publisher has some shady business practice that's just hated, but
I mean, like some more so than the others. But
definitely.
yeah, again, Warner Brothers or WB Games is what they're actually called. They're not as bad as like EA, but they're pretty bad.
The SWA, good God. I don't really have much to say on Mortal Kombat, but I'm definitely excited.
Yeah. And something that came up yesterday. And it was just revealed on one Tony Hawk's Twitter, pretty much. He said,
I know it's I saw it too.
yeah, he's pretty much like, hey guys, my first two Pro Skater games are getting remastered. That's awesome. I fuck 3, I guess. I don't know, but
3 was my favorite, but I can definitely do with the other 2.
yeah, in my opinion, I think 2 is the best, but they're all really great games. You know, this is awesome.
Look, Skate 3, the Super Mega Skate Park, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, but this is Tony Hawk though. But yeah,
Sure.
no, like I saw the trailer, of course, like it's up there for everyone to see. But like it looks really good. Like the remastering. Yeah, and I heard some people like ask like, well, why don't you just make a new game? Do you see how the last fucking Tony Hawk game turned out? Fucking Pro Skater 5. You like
You don't even hear those.
yeah, like that shit was so bad. It was just rushed out because Activision was like, oh no, we don't want to lose the Tony Hawk license. Like that's pretty much what happened there. So it's good that we're getting like a remaster because like it shouldn't change too much of the game, but yeah, I'm excited for this, and it's coming out fairly soon. I forgot when it's coming out, but it's coming out it's coming out this year, like August or September. I think it's September. It comes out. Yeah.
I love remasters, so usually when I see remaster for any game I like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's fun to see it on 60 FPS or just better graphics than it was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It just is, because you're so used to seeing it like in just grainy 2010, 2011.
Yeah, like you see the original Pro Skaters, they're like more blocky.
They were very well made. They were very well put together.
Yeah, but
for the time, obviously.
How they look now, like I'm not gonna say they look like shit now, but they've aged as well as a game from then could. I guess.
Yeah, like they did as well as they could back then.
Yeah. So I think it's cool that we're getting this remastered collection. Again, I'm not quite sure where 3 went. Maybe there's like an actual reason behind that. Maybe they lost the source code or some shit for that game, which is very possible. But
Seems a little like careless of a developer. It could happen.
yeah. All right. Last but not least, this is something that well, actually, we'll do 2 more smaller topics. This is something that Doug brought to my attention like right before starting this, and it's something I very quickly mentioned earlier. A PS5 Tech Demo was shown today. I didn't really watch much of it. It looks cool. Did you have a chance to see more of it?
I saw there's a 1 minute clip on my Twitter that I saw, but from what I saw, it looked good. Definitely, I think it's the Unreal 5 engine.
Yeah.
Which makes it look smoother. So I mean, personally, I don't play PlayStation. It's not even because I hate it. It's just like on Xbox my life. Like when I was a kid, we had the 360 and then the One. So I don't really plan on changing.
Yeah. Well, you see,
cool,
I had the original Xbox and I had the 360, but I got the PS4 because there's just in my opinion, I feel there's a lot more to offer with the PS4. But I'm playing it with I'm trying to play smart here with this next console generation. See which one's marketed well. See which one has the better launch.
Honestly,
if I even get one of them at launch.
It's becoming less and less of a real problem because now a lot of more games are having crossplay. Like Fortnite was the first.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first, definitely, but it was like the first big one to have it. I'm trying to think of anyone else.
Minecraft had
has crossplay. Yeah. Yep.
Not quite sure what else.
Modern Warfare has crossplay. I think it's the first Call of Duty game to have it, which is cool.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to one more smaller topic. This one because you actually didn't know that this was going to be a smaller topic, but because I'm not entirely sure about this one, but apparently Amazon may be buying AMC theaters. Now, this comes from, last time on the podcast I talked about how AMC is filing for bankruptcy, and they need like a company to save them. Amazon might do that. There are talks that Amazon will buy AMC, and their stock has actually gone up because of it. So yeah, and like it'll make sense, I guess. Like I heard someone bring this up. If you're like an Amazon Prime member, you can be, that can also come with like an AMC Stubs like Premiere thingy, or vice versa. Luckily I'm both Amazon Prime and AMC Premiere thingy, but yeah, anything you want to add to that, Doug?
It'd be cool. I think it's time that company change hands anyway. It's kind of been poorly run for the past few years. Like, it's been kind of poorly marketed and nothing really. On top of that, this could also be because it's just the decline of the movie theaters now. There's just Netflix. There's really no reason to leave the house anymore, so it's going to be linked to that definitely. But I mean, if Amazon could definitely save it, market it properly, maybe switch around the execs a little bit, clearly weren't qualified to do their job or just sucked at it. So if they could definitely change the company around on the top, then and market it better again and maybe secure some better deal, then who knows? Maybe they can recover. It's all really can happen.